In this video I'm going to show you how to install a new mod called Task Force Radio. I'm also going to show you how to install the GOL add-ons pack. To start with, we need to remove the old add-ons, so load up Armour 3. Once you've loaded up the game, you need to click Configure, Expansions, and then disable each of the add-ons in the list. Once you've done that, exit the game. Now that you've disabled the mods in Armour 3, we need to delete the old files. So navigate to the location that you place the mods. This could be in your Documents folder or the game's installation folder. For me, it's the game's installation folder. Select all of the old mods and delete them. Now we're going to download the Task Force Radio and the new GOL add-ons pack. To do this, open up TeamSpeak and right click on the folder called GOL Downloads Armour 3 and then click Open File Browser. You need to download taskforceradio.zip and the GOL add-ons pack. I've already downloaded the GOL add-ons pack, so I won't do that again. But once the files are downloaded, right click on it and click Open Folder. Using a program such as 7-zip or WinRAR, extract the file. Let's start with Task Force Radio. Go inside of the Task Force Radio folder, and in here we have an Armour 3 folder and the TeamSpeak client. Let's start with the TeamSpeak client. What we need to do is move this folder, the plugins folder, into the installation folder of TeamSpeak. So close TeamSpeak and then navigate to the location that you installed TeamSpeak. This is usually in C, Program Files, and then TeamSpeak 3. Right click on the plugins directory, click Cut, right click in the TeamSpeak installation directory and click Paste, and then replace any file. Next we're going to install the mods for Armour 3. Go back and then go into the Armour 3 folder, and we need to copy these 3 folders into the installation folder of Armour 3. This is usually located in C, Program Files, Steam, Steam Apps, Common, Armour 3. So select all the files, right click and click Cut. Right click in the installation folder and click Paste. Okay, now we're done with that, we're going to move on to the GOL add-ons. Again, extract the file. And just as before, we're going to select both the new files, the user config folder and the GOL add-ons folder. Right click, click Cut. Right click in the Armour 3 installation folder and click Paste. Okay, next we're going to configure TeamSpeak. But before we do that, we need to make sure that TeamSpeak and Steam are running as admin. So find a shortcut to TeamSpeak or Steam and right click it and click Property. Click Compatibility right at the bottom, tick this box next to run this program as an administrator. Do that for Steam and TeamSpeak. Okay, load up TeamSpeak. Click Settings, go to Plugins. Untick the Acre plugin and tick Task Force Radio. Click Close, go back to Settings, click Option, go to Playback and make sure the sound pack volume is set to the highest setting on the right. Make sure this bar is dragged over to the furthest point on the right hand side. Then go down to Notification, and in this drop down list make sure that you select Sounds Deactivated. Click Apply and OK. Next I'm going to show you how to enable the mods, so load up Arma 3. Now we're going to enable the new mods, so we're going to click Configure again, go to Expansions, and then enable the mods in the following order: Community Based Add-ons, Task Force Radio, and then finally the GOL Add-ons pack. Now exit the game. Okay, in order to make sure that you've installed the mods correctly, if you load up the game, you will notice under the window on the right hand side you'll have 3 new icons: CBA, Task Force Radio and GOL. If you can see these icons, well done, you've installed the mods correctly. Now that the mods are installed, we need to disable the default direct chat key in Arma 3. To do this, click Configure, Control, go down to Multiplayer in the drop down list, find Push to Talk, and as you can see by default it's set to caps lock. You need to remove this keybind. Okay, so I'm now in the game, and as you can see I've got my radio, which is a 152, and I've also got my long range radio. The long range radio is simply a backpack, but you can still store items in the backpack. Okay, let's start off with the radio, the 152. To access the interface of the 152, hold Control and press P. Unlike Acre, each channel doesn't have a set frequency, so you must manually type in the frequency on which you would like to talk. So let's say we want to change the frequency to 100. Click on the number and remove the current numbers and type in 100. When you've done that, click Enter, which is the second button down on the right, that will then set the frequency. And then press Escape to remove the radio interface. To talk over the radio, simply hold Caps Lock. As you can see at the top right, it's now transmitting on the shortwave radio on frequency 100. Normally there is a sound, but because I'm not connected to TeamSpeak, it's not making a sound. To access the long range radio, the RT1523G, you simply hold Alt on your keyboard and press P. And again, you click on the number, type in the frequency on which you'd like to talk, and then set frequency using the frequency key at the top right. Press Escape to get rid of the long range radio interface, and then to talk on the long range radio, you hold Control and press Caps Lock. As you can see, I'm now transmitting on the long range radio on frequency 75. Now each vehicle also has a long range radio built into it. Let me just drop my current long range radio. Get in as a pilot, and as you would with the backpack long range radio, you simply hold Alt and press P. Click on the number to change the frequency. Then press menu on the keypad to set the frequency. And just as before, you hold Control and press Caps Lock, and now you can see I'm transmitting on the long range radio on frequency 85.5. There's some cool features with this mod, such as the ability to change the range in which your voice can be heard. So for direct chat, so if you hold Control and press Tab, you'll see at the top right of my screen it's changing the voice volume from yelling to whispering to normal. All that does is basically when you're talking normally, it reduces the range or increases the range in which players can hear you. This obviously would be, it's not very good in cooperative games, but in PvP games it could be quite fun. If you would like to decrease the volume of the radio, bring up the radio interface by holding Control and pressing P. And you can use the pre key at the bottom right to either decrease or increase the volume. I find that the default setting is way too loud, so I find around 50 is about the right volume for me, but that could be different for you.